Hi, welcome to Moonbeam's Messages. This is a self-reflection reading for the collection of Aquarius. Now, as this is a collective reading, not everything will resonate, so please only take what resonates and leave what doesn't. If you don't find any messages in this for yourself, please check your other placements and you're likely to find a message in there for you. Now, this is a timeless reading, but today is the 7th of September 2024 when I'm recording this. But whenever it falls into your timeline is likely, or your feed is likely to be whenever it is relevant for yourself. Now, if you do like your reading today, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button. It will help pass the message on to anybody else that needs to hear it. And if you want to hear more from me and you haven't subscribed already, don't forget to subscribe. And if you press that notification bell, it will let you know whenever else I'll post new content. If you haven't been to one of my self-reflection readings before, the idea is every now and then we have a bit of healing that we need to do. And this is just a helpful hint from Spirit on what it is that we might need to work on. So can we get some cards, please, Spirit, for the self-reflection journey for Aquarius? What is it that Aquarius need to self-reflect on? I'm using my new deck that I had for my birthday today. It was last Saturday, and I've got the Dark Crystal deck, and I'll be clarifying with my Labyrinth deck, which I've had the Labyrinth one for a while, but just thought I'd go all out with the retro puppet movies, or Jim Henson movies. Love it. Can you get one more card, please, Spirit? That is half a deck. I don't want half a deck. One card, please, Spirit. So just to confuse you, not any of these suits are the same as the normal tarot. So they've all got different names. So your overall energy then, we have a 6 of stones. Now your 6 of stones is not pentacles like you would expect. The 6 of stones is swords. Yeah. So that's your air energy in this deck. So you've got the 6 of stones in the reverse then, is your overall energy. So currently you are finding it very hard to move out of things that are turbulent. You potentially have a lot of conflict, a lot of strife in your life at the moment. And it's very much taking you a while to get out of it. Things are very bumpy. You're not in a lot of harmony and you're feeling quite stuck in that energy as well. Now, how are you talking to yourself? We do have a 3 of vials. So that's representing the 3 of cups. So you are telling yourself that you're happy. You're telling yourself that you're very, very happy. You're potentially telling yourself to enjoy others' company. Yeah, that's literally what I'm getting from that 3 of vials. Can we get some clarification on that? Because if you're feeling stuck and you're feeling like you're not moving forward and you've got a lot of conflict, why are you telling yourself that you're happy? Are you hiding things from yourself is the question. Okay, so potentially you are. So we've got an 8 of poles, which is the 8 of wands in the reverse. We have the strength card in the reverse. We have the 3 of pots in the reverse, which is the 3 of cups. And then we have a page of feathers in the reverse, so page of swords. So this is very much telling me that what you're hiding from yourself is there's been some miscommunication, which has potentially caused things to be very bumpy. It could be that you're not able to communicate from somebody. You are feeling a lack of courage. You are not feeling very self-disciplined. You potentially are feeling extremely self-conscious. You're not happy, you're not celebrating, you're potentially isolated, you could even be overindulging in things as well. And you've not finished learning something yet. So you're still learning some sort of lesson, and this is everything that you're telling yourself, but you're trying to convince yourself that you're happy at the same time. So you know all of this is going on, and then you're telling yourself, but I'm happy, I'm celebrating, I'm going out with all my friends, I'm moving forward, I'm having a really happy life, I'm really happy. But I'm not very good at communicating, or things haven't been communicated. I am lacking self-confidence. I'm overindulging potentially, and I'm not as happy as I think I am. I may be isolated, where I'm telling myself I'm going out with my friends. A lot of the time I'm not, and I still haven't finished learning something. You could even be jumping to conclusions a lot as well, with this page of feathers being in the reverse. Yeah, so to me it looks very much like you're trying to convince yourself that you're happy, when in fact you're showing me you're not. Now, what you're hiding from yourself out of shame or fear, we have a 9 of shards. That 9 of shards is very much the 9 of wands. So that is telling me that you're very guarded, you're trying to protect yourself, you feel wounded, and you're ashamed of that, or you could be fearing more pain and more hurt. You're very much in that energy of learning and healing from something so that you can move forward and move on. What's this 9 of wands, Spirit? Okay, so we've got a Queen of Junk in the reverse. We've got a 4 of Wands in the reverse, and we've got a 6 of Pentacle, or 6 of Junk in the reverse. Now, the junk is the pentacles of the deck. Now, this could be something, a person that has caused you some sort of harm that you're trying to protect yourself from. But it could just be things that have happened, and now you're trying to, bury yourself off. You could be ashamed of how you're feeling, or scared that things are going to get worse. So the Queen of Junk is very much somebody that is no longer interested in family matters. They're not feeling very stable. They're not feeling very, how to put it, they've not got the money behind them. Potentially you've lost a lot of money. It can also be that where the Queen of Junk is very much supportive and nurturing, this is when she's in the upright, this is very much you're not feeling that energy. You're not being supportive. You're probably not getting supported yourself. You don't feel like you want to nurture anybody. You don't want to help anyone. This is very much you withdrawing your energy. You want to be defensive and look after yourself at the minute. And this could be something that you might be feeling a bit ashamed of. Maybe you want other people or you like looking after other people potentially, and you're just trying to look after yourself at the minute. With that 4 of Wands, or 4 of Poles in the reverse, that is suggesting to me that you don't feel stable. This Queen of Junk could be somebody that you were once married to or in a relationship with, and they may have caused you to lose finances. The Queen doesn't have to be female either, can be male. Gender is fluid in tarot, so take it as it resonates. It does seem to me more that you're just unstable at the moment. You don't feel like you're happily celebrating. The 4 of Poles in the upright is very much celebratory energy, happy movement, happy union, kind of stability. But this is suggesting to me that you don't feel stable, and you don't feel like you've been happy for a long time either, because it is very much long-term happiness when it's in the upright. But this is just suggesting that you don't feel that. You don't feel like you've been happy for a long time. We have the 6 of Junk in the reverse, which is the equivalent of the 6 of Pentacles in the reverse. So that is suggesting to me that you also feel like things have not been fair on you. You feel like you may have been giving more to situations, and that could potentially be why you were feeling like you're no longer interested. You're only going to be looking after yourself at this point in time, and that could be really why you may be feeling ashamed. You could be scared that things are going to continue to be out of balance, and that you're going to continue to be taken advantage of, and that's very much why you've got your guard up. Now, what you can do to help yourself, we have a Page of Stones in the upright, and we have a King of Shards in the reverse. So that Page of Stones is very much telling me that you need to start looking at your inner truths, find out what it is that is truthful for you, potentially do a bit of investigating, learn new skills potentially, and very much an energy of, you know, how to put it, it's very much investigating what's good for you. That Knight of Shards in, oh sorry, that King of Shards in the reverse, he's the King of Wands. Now, that's suggesting to me that you could have somebody, it could be that you've got a little bit of an intimidating personality. And one of the things you might need to be learning is about this. It could also be that you could be a little bit overpowering. Maybe you abuse a bit of power that you may have sometimes. It's also suggesting that you need to potentially learn to be a little bit more honest. You need to learn how to stand up for yourself as well as standing up for others. It does very much suggest to me that you need to learn to stand up for yourself more because of what's going on here and what you're hiding from yourself. And how you may have been feeling used. It's very much that you need to learn the skills to deal with that and look after yourself. Let's get some clarification on this, please, Spirit. Get some clarification on the Page of Stones and the King of Shards. Thank you. So we have a King of Feathers in the reverse, so King of Swords. So that's suggesting to me as well that you need to make sure that you are being, where communication is involved, that you need to try and be clear and concise, because you've already got miscommunication down here and you're feeling that things are being miscommunicated. That King of Swords, when in the upright, is an absolutely fantastic communicator. When he's in the reverse, this is somebody that's unable to grasp the truth, can't necessarily communicate very well. So part of the skills that you need to learn is your communication skills. Potentially also not being so critical of yourself and critical of others. We also have a Knight of Feathers. So again, that having that communication, but communicating swiftly. So this looks like a lesson that you've got to learn pretty quick, to be honest with you. You know, something that you need to learn how to communicate, and you need to communicate fairly swiftly on something. We have a Five of Junk, which is suggesting that you do feel like you've been abandoned. It is suggesting that you are in a mindset of lack, but what I feel this is very much you communicating that, moving past that, very much you taking control of your situation and talking to yourself about it. You may feel like you've been abandoned. You may feel like you're in a period of lack. You may feel like there's no help out there for you, but it's learning to communicate that so you can actually get the help that's needed. Now, it could be that this Page of Swords, or Page of Stones, sorry, is somebody that you could communicate with. It could be somebody that's a bit younger that could be there to help listen to you. And it could very well be that there may be a King of Shards as well that's around you. Somebody that you may feel has a bit of a controlling personality potentially that may be around that you could speak to, you could get some information from, and or some help from. It could be that this King of Shards has actually caused you to feel abandoned potentially, and it could very well be that you're having to seek your truths with communicating things across to potentially this King of Shards. You could be feeling abandoned within a relationship. You could be feeling abandoned within a family. You could be feeling abandoned within a friend unit. You know, it doesn't have to be a relationship breakdown. This can also be that you just don't feel like you've got any money. And again, that Knight of Feathers there is telling me that you need to be communicating that. You need to bring that communication forward. You need to potentially speak to somebody about that. Now, who that is, I don't know. Possibly somebody you may have abandoned. But it's very much the card of knowing what it is you want, having clear communication, and moving forward to communicate that. It could be that you need to speak to somebody very much to tell them that you feel like you've been abandoned by them, and that's very much what I'm seeing here. It can be very much that where you feel like you've been taken advantage of and that you're scared that it's going to happen again. I mean, this could be why you're telling yourself that you're so happy. You know, you may be telling yourself that you're happy, but it's like you're telling that to yourself and you know that it's a lie. So you're miscommunicating to yourself and you've not got the strength to stand up for yourself. This here is telling me that you need to do that and communicate to somebody that you feel like you've been abandoned, and stop miscommunicating, stop holding information back. Now, what you need to release, we have a Knight of Vials in the upright and we have a Lovers in the reverse. That Knight of Vials is the Knight of Cups. So there's definitely something to do with potential emotions there. The Knight of Vials is very much somebody who can be very passionate, knows what they want, and will charge in after it. But that Knight of Vials isn't generally somebody that can commit to a longer relationship. If it's a relationship wise, it's something where it would sit at a certain level and be non-committal as such. That's suggesting to me that that needs to be released. So if you're in a relationship with that person, you need to release them. No, I'm not telling you to fall out with somebody. It could just be that you need to, communicate that you need to move forward. It could very well be that if you want to end a relationship, then you end a relationship. It's your choice. We've all got free will. It is suggesting to me, though, that you do need to, if it's you that can't move forward, you need to release something in order to be able to move forward with that. Potentially, you need to embrace learning how to communicate. Now, we do have the Lovers in the reverse as well. So, something that is not a successful union, an unhappy union, a disagreement, a falling out between people, not making the right choice. This is all something you need to release. Maybe you felt like you've met the right person in the past and you realised actually it was the wrong choice for you, and that is why you need to release it. The Lovers in the reverse can also just represent a disagreement between lovers, between a couple. So again, it could just be that you need to release this disagreement with love and harmony, because that Knight of Cups is very much suggesting that you can release that, but you just need to be passionate, you need to be sensitive, you need to fight for what you want, but releasing disagreements at the same time. It could very much be that you're holding on to a particular person that you've realised has been a poor choice. It could be that you're out of sync with that person, and it could be very much that you are in a lot of conflict with that person, but you're still fighting for it, and it's telling you that it's time to release that. Let's get some clarification on this Knight of Vials and the Lover's Card, Spirit. So we've got a Nine of Wands. So again, very much standing up for yourself, being defensive. You've been hurt quite a lot. We've got a Two of Feathers in the reverse, suggesting that you need to make a decision. You may not have a full clarity of a situation, but it is still a decision that needs to be made, and it needs to be made in your interests. And we have a Three of Feathers in the reverse, which is suggesting that you need to come out of some sort of heartbreak and you need to heal it. So this is very much suggesting to me that you do need to release either a relationship or a person that you're still holding on to, or a situation that involved somebody that you're still holding on to, that you've been fighting for, because it's not serving you, it's just causing you heartbreak. So you need to be you know, releasing it is going to help you heal. And I understand that sometimes, you know, releasing things, it sounds really easy, but sometimes it's really hard to release things, especially if you don't know how to release things. You know, it can be really, really hard. But to me, it looks as though, you know, communication is something that will help you release. Now, what you need to embrace, we have the Two of Stones, which again is that Two of Swords. So making that decision, you know, not being stuck at a crossroads. Now, there's no time limit on what you need to make the decision. You don't have to feel rushed into it. This Two of Feathers is telling me that you feel rushed into making a decision without clarity. But you need to release that idea. You can make that decision in whatever time frame you want. You've got no time limits on making this decision. If people are rushing you towards making a decision, stuff them. Say, no, it's my decision. I'll make it when I'm ready to. You know, if you want to wait for full clarity, then you wait for full clarity. Spirit will give it you when it's time. This is very much me, you know, knowing that you've got a decision to make and making it when you're ready to make it. We get one more for clarity, please, Spirit. Okay, you're going to give me lots. We'll take them because it's the last card anyway. So we've got a 10 of Pots. So part of the decision that you've got to make is to do with an unhappy relationship, something that's not emotionally fulfilling you, something where you are completely unhappy at the moment. We've got a 5 of Wands or 5 of Poles, so embracing that there's a bit of competition out there, embracing that you're not happy, embracing competition, embracing that you can move forward as well. We have a 4 of Feathers, so embracing some healing time, potentially some isolation and some alone time. But this is definitely the need for some inner healing, maybe some meditation. Not all competition is bad, mind you. But this is very much what you've got a decision to make, you know, towards. So a lot of this competition is going to help you make that decision as well. We have a Knight of Poles, so Knight of Wands. Now, that energy is very much telling me that you need to make sure that you're making your decision with what makes you passionate. Okay, with having the energy to make that decision, knowing what it is that you want and going for it. But making sure that you've got the energy to sustain that. That 4 of Feathers there is telling me that you might be feeling absolutely tired, and because of competition that you're embracing, that's why you need to embrace some rest, some recuperation, some healing, potentially taking some time out on your own to do a bit of meditating so you can regain your energy. This is very much having the passion and the drive to move forwards towards something else and making a decision towards something that's passionate. And we have the Hermit in the reverse. The Hermit is very much suggesting that you're doing some inner soul searching, but it can be that you're feeling a little bit lonely in your isolation. So do make sure that you do embrace getting out there and speaking to other people and, you know, seeing other people. So yes, you may need some isolation to do some healing, but when you start feeling lonely in that isolation, it's time to meet up with people. You don't need to be completely on your own to heal. If you're in a family unit and you're in your house on your own, you know, with a lot of other people, taking an hour out to go and have a bath, do some meditation, you know, all of that sort of thing will give you time to sit and heal and do some inner reflection. But yeah, the decision that you need to make very much suggests that you may need to do some, or take some time, potentially on your own, to work out what it is that you're passionate about, to fight for it so that you can make that decision based on what it is that you want. Right, now we're going to get you an Angel of Light card as well, to see if there's any more messages from Spirit. Spirit, can we get an Angel of Light card, please, for Aquarius? Thank you. Okay, so we've got Archangel Gabriel. So you're blessed to receive this Archangel card, and your guidance is to invoke Archangel Gabriel, who works on the white ray for grace and purification. It is time to release old memories, ingrained habits, and mental patterns which lower your vibrations. Archangel Gabriel will bring order and discipline into your life so that every day runs smoothly. You can also call on him to bring you clarity and joy. You are reminded that you are a beautiful, light and wise spirit, and that only the material mantle disguises your true self. So envision yourself surrounded by pure white light. Let your pure spirit emerge and fly. Your affirmation: I am pure and light. Right, I hope that has given you some ideas on what it is you may need to work on, Aquarius. If you did enjoy your reading today, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button. It will help pass the message on to anybody else that needs to hear it. Good luck with your self-reflection, and thank you very much for joining me.